Would you like a simple brain exercise that lets you use your memory, creates great focus and clarity, and you can practice it just about anywhere you can take 3 juggling balls? If so, stick around, that's coming right up. Hey there, this is Anthony Metivier from MagneticMemoryMethod.com, where we help mature learners unlock mental adventure and brain exercises that you can use to help you with memory techniques so you can remember any name, learn language fast, and just have a lot of fun instead of struggling with information like abstract numbers and equations and whatever it is that you need to learn. That's what we do at MagneticMemoryMethod.com. And a lot of people ask me about brain exercises, and one simple one is just juggling. And you know, I got these from Tony Buzan at a training he did in Henley-on-Thames, and it was just like an amazing, amazing thing. And the first thing that I started doing was picking up the balls and juggling them, but I couldn't juggle at the time. And it was kind of a mystery to me how to actually learn how to juggle. So if you want to get into this, one of the first things I would suggest is that you just spend maximum 5 minutes at a time figuring it out. And there's lots of videos on how to juggle out there, and some of them, you know, just start like this, or then later you learn how to throw it underneath your leg to start, and so forth. And once you've got the juggling down, which feels really, really good, you can add levels of difficulty. Now, you saw me at the beginning of this video introducing it, talking while I was juggling, but one of the first things that I wanted to try when I got these things moving around in my hands successfully and could do it without thinking about it too much was the alphabet backwards. So it's juggling with the hands, the muscle memory of the hands is going, but then what about ideas in the mind and then the mouth? And so I decided to do the alphabet backwards. Now, I already could do the alphabet backwards, and that's very simple. It takes about 4 minutes if you know how to use a memory palace, and you take the alphabet and you place it throughout the memory palace. Give each letter of the alphabet a signature, and then train yourself to be able to go through it. So it's Z, Y, X, W, V, U, T, S, R, Q, P, O, N, M, L, K, J, I, H, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. And you can help yourself. Sometimes, like, you could have at the end the Education Department for the Central Brain Administration, which is the letters, those final letters in the back. Anyway, there's lots of different ways to do that, but it feels really great. It, in and of itself, is a great brain exercise, and uses memory palaces, so you can practice memory palaces, get a little bit of a party trick going, and amaze yourself, really, because it really shouldn't take more than 4 minutes, provided you know how to make a memory palace. We'll talk about that in a bit. But basically, then you want to bring the two together. And it took me a while, but I put that same principle into play, which is practicing for no less than 5 minutes at a time. And yeah, I was really excited the first time that I got it, and we'll show you a clip of what that looked like right now.
Z, Y, X, W, V, U, T, S, R, Q, P, O, N, M, L, K, J, H, I, G, F, E, D, C, B, A.
So as you can see, it's basically just throwing the balls and reciting the alphabet backwards. But when I first started, I kept dropping it, and it was kind of frustrating. So I'd be Z, Y, X, W, V, U, T, S, R, Q. I can't really even drop it anymore. But you're juggling a number of things together. This is great brain exercise. And it's great brain exercise because you are managing something mentally with the connection between your brain and your hands and your eyes, moving these things, and your body, and then you're juggling something that is also mentally, but it's cognitive, it's a concept, and you're getting it through the muscle memory of your mouth, right, at the same time. So that was really quite exciting, and you know, speaking with Christine Till on the Magnetic Memory Method podcast about what really gets you results from brain exercises and how that it's not really clear that software does it, I found this to be incredible. So instead of playing with software, I play with juggling balls and the alphabet backwards. And from there, you could also play other games. So for example, if you have the alphabet backwards, you can go A, Z, B, Y, C, X, and so on, and do that while juggling, and that's quite interesting. But I wanted to go from there to singing in Chinese to see if I could do that as an extra layer of difficulties. So let's talk a little bit more about this with something that's called the challenge frustration curve in the magnetic memory method. This is for any skill that you want to learn. You basically have to make sure that you're always being challenged or you're not going to learn. And you got to make sure that you're not being frustrated, because if you get frustrated, you'll give up. And so how that I, against all odds, could learn how to juggle was because of this not practicing for any more than 5 minutes principle. And the same thing goes with adding on a level of complexity with the alphabet, for example. So what can happen is if you're doing something and you keep making mistakes, you're going to get frustrated if it was Chinese, for example. So I'll probably make a mistake and then we'll see how frustrated I get and then we'll correct that. So ni wen wo I ni o. So I made a mistake there, right? Now if that keeps happening or I drop the balls, then just put it aside, come back to it later. You can just come back to it again and again and again. You never have to actually get frustrated. But if things become too easy, right, and you are getting through something, then you want to add an extra layer of challenge. So when I first was able to do, speaking and juggling, then I started to add more complicated things, but then I start dropping the ball and so forth and try to just remind myself, okay, 5 minutes max. And then I'm able to extend it further and further and further. So that's a tip for you, is always pay attention to this, because you can master any skill that you want. You can use any brain exercise that you want to help you get there, but you've got to stay away from the frustration at the end of the curve, but always continue to be challenged. So now I can speak and juggle quite easily. I have to think about what can I do to extend it and challenge it. So singing in Chinese or doing Sanskrit is quite challenging. And I should, as you saw, start to lose it, but I can't allow myself to get frustrated by it. So, ni wen wo I o. Instead of getting angry at it, just put it aside for a while and then come back. It's as simple as that. So I hope that helps you out with this brain exercise that you can make progressively difficult, but not so difficult that you get frustrated with it, and not so easy that you stop getting the benefits from it. So if you know another language or you're learning another language, you can start to memorize lyrics. So, ni wen wo I ni o duo shen, and so on. And that is a great brain exercise, because now it's not just some kind of alphabet which is just symbolic and has no particular meaning and no melody. It's just rattling off a sequence. Now you have melody and meaning, and you're using your hands like this. So that's quite a level of challenge as well. And from there, I took it to Sanskrit, or rather, I started with Kirtan Kriya, which is a meditation technique, Satanama. And then I thought I would see Satanama, which works great, helps you just focus and gets you all the brain benefits of doing that. And from there, I went to Sanskrit chants, Chittameva Mahadosham, and we'll go through the whole thing, but you can extend the level of difficulty there, and that's quite challenging, because things like Chittameva Mahadosham, like it's really, really complex mnemonics that I need to use there, because there's not many correspondences between sounds like Chittam, and I also have to do near correspondences, so I use Chet from the Hardy Boys, because I don't know anyone named Chet, for example. But I do know someone named Tam, so that helps out. If I didn't know someone named Tam, then I would use, tom-toms and maybe put a big A on them or something. There's always a solution. But you're mentally doing this while you're juggling and managing these balls in the air. So it's really, really challenging. It's really, really fun. And it's the most amazing brain exercise that I've encountered so far. So listen, do you think that might be something for you? If so, make sure you go and train with Tony Buzan through, I think, Buzan training, and you may get these balls. I can't really promise, but you can get juggling balls somewhere in the world, and it's really, really great just as a standalone exercise. And then it's very easy to add layers of difficulty. So the alphabet backwards. Maybe just start with the alphabet forwards. I like to challenge myself from the get-go, but you could scale into it with something you already know and do the alphabet forwards and then backwards, and then skip it back and forward. And then go for music, lyrics, maybe poetry that you've memorized. And from there, you can go to next level things that really, really challenge you and bring those things together. And then, of course, you can maybe extend what you're doing so that you introduce little moves in juggling, like pausing one of the balls for a second on the back of your hand or something like that. So, and maybe incorporating a move like that to increase the physical difficulty and your dexterity, knowing that you're creating focus, you're creating laser-like intensity. So let me know what you think. Is that something that you could see yourself doing? If so, let me know in the chat below. Hit the thumbs up. Get subscribed if you're not subscribed to this channel. We talk about everything that you can do to preserve the health of your mind, grow your memory, and direct those benefits at learning languages and helping you remember the names of people you meet, sing songs to your beautiful wife, or whatever it is that you would love to do. So thank you for watching, and until we speak again, come get my free video course and worksheets on how to improve your memory, how to direct your memory at these things that you would want to do in your life, whether it's pass exams or get a new certification at your job or learn a language, sing a song, juggle with the alphabet backwards, whatever you like. It all starts with the foundation of the memory palace, and that's what we teach in the free Magnetic Memory Method Memory Improvement Kit at magneticmemorymethod.com/YT. So thanks again for watching, and until we have a chance to speak again, keep yourself magnetic.